This falls under the headline of Don't Tell Me There's Nothing to Do in St. Louis. Anybody been to the Magic Chef Mansion? Bet you've never heard about it. It's one of those hidden gems in St. Louis that we're going to tell you all about it. Joining us now is the woman who lives in the Magic Chef Mansion, Shelly Donahoe. Shelly, welcome back to Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you.
The Magic Chef Mansion is where?
It's at 3400 Russell Boulevard.
In the Compton Heights area?
It's Compton Hill Reservoir Square neighborhood, which backs up to Compton Heights.
I mean, it's literally right across the street from the water tower there, the Compton Water Tower.
It's right across the street from the park where the tower sits, but yeah.
Okay.
It's very close.
So Grand and Highway 44.
Correct.
Right there. What is the Magic Chef Mansion?
Well, it was built in 1908 by Charles Stockstrom, who was the founder of the Magic Chef Stove Company, but in 1908 it was the Quick Meal American Stove Company, and it morphed into Magic Chef. The line of stove came out in the 30s. So
Magic Chef is still around today.
Yeah, the brand name is. Yeah, you can get a microwave.
Right. That's the same Magic Chef all these years later?
I guess so.
Okay.
I don't have a Magic Chef microwave.
Doesn't. All right. So it was built in when? 1908?
1908.
Okay. And when did you take ownership of it?
1990.
Okay. How much of the history of it did you know when you purchased it?
Well, the daughter of Charles Stockstrom was living there up until 1990. She died at the age of 93, so it remained in their family all those years, and it was let go, not due to non-love for the house, but I think at 93 she,
There's only so much you can do when you're 93.
Correct.
Right.
So there was a lot of work to be done and needed total restoration, but structurally it was in good repair.
Right. So you decided that this was a project for you.
I did, yes. For some reason I did. Yes.
Some of the things you had to do to bring it up to standards.
Well, roofing, asbestos removal, plumbing, electrical, boilers, central air, driveway, fencing.
Right. That's all the inside. What about sort of the finish work? Did you have to do a lot of finish work in restoring it back to its old glory?
Sure. Well, like floor refinishing, plastering, painting, you name it. It needed it.
Yeah. How big is it?
It's about 12,000 square feet.
Yeah. What is it comparable to? I mean, what was the idea behind him building this? Did he have it? Was it in honor of anything? Did it sort of mimic anything?
Well, his architect was Ernst Janssen, and Ernst Janssen studied in Germany, I believe, and so he was familiar with German castles, and I think they tried to model it after castle-like structures.
Right.
So,
tell me about the chandelier.
Well, they actually sold 4 of the original chandeliers, and I was able to get them back. They auctioned off the contents of the house, including some chandeliers. So, but a neighbor bought one, and I bought it back from him later.
So the neighbor comes up to you and says, I have one of your chandeliers?
Well, I knew he had it, and he waited 8 years, and then he ransomed it back to me.
No, certainly understandable.
Yes.
The carved wood cabinetry. Tell us about that.
Well, there's a lot of quarter-sawn oak woodwork in the house. The entry hall, the library's got some oak doors with leaded glass windows, and oak is the predominant woodwork in there.
Right.
So.
What about the bowling alley in the basement?
It's a 70-foot long lane, and it's manually set pins, and it needed to be gutted, the ceiling above it, because the plaster was falling in. But the lane was in pretty good shape. And so it does work.
How often are you down there bowling?
Well, not that often, but it's a lot of work because you got to set the pins up.
Is it one bowling alley, or are there 2 bowling alleys there?
Just one.
Just one.
Sorry.
So you can't go lefty righty on that thing then?
No.
All right. Other things you found once you moved into the house that you had no idea was there?
Well, I found the blueprints in a drawer, so that was very exciting since they sold everything, and it was empty when I got it.
Right.
There was no furnishings or anything. But the blueprints, that has the floor plans and all that, so that was huge.
And then the patios in the back. Tell us about that.
The terrace off to the side.
Right.
Well, the balustrade right now is my current project of replacing the balustrade that was removed prior to my ownership. So it was.
What was the reason for buying it in 1990? Did you think? Have you been kicking yourself there ever since 1990 for buying it, or has this been a labor of love, or love-hate relationship?
Kind of, yeah. But I really do love the house. It's really well built. I'll never live in another place like this again.
Right.
And it was very intimidating at the beginning, but now I'm at the light at the end of the tunnel,
right,
and kind of having fun with it now.
Will you ever be finished with it?
Well, there's always maintenance,
right,
even if you're in a new house.
Sure.
So
right. It's on the historic landmark list, right? Is one of the great.
It is a city landmark.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I know that you have held private tours for charities, for all sorts of great causes, but now you're opening it up to the public?
Right. Starting the first Saturday in April, we're going to be open from 12 to 4, same as the water tower will be open.
Right.
So
is there a website to find out more information? Is there?
There is. www.magicchefmansion.com.
Magicchefmansion.com. And starting when is it going to open up?
It'll start April 5th.
April 5th, so that's this weekend.
That's right.
Yeah. April 5th from 11 to 4?
From 12 to 4.
12 to 4. And then guided tours, unguided tours?
Basically, you can walk through. It'll be the first floor, second floor, and the bowling alley.
Are you going to be having lunch while people are walking through, or how does that work?
I'll probably be taking a nap or something.
Shh, quiet. Shelly's sleeping in the other room.
That's right. That's extra to watch that.
Okay. The MagicChefMansion.com opens up this weekend, and then I'm sure groups, charity events, all sorts of things you're open to, group tours and
yes, absolutely.
All that other stuff.
Just
Good.
call for an appointment.
Anything else I'm missing that I should know about?
I don't know.
Who cuts the lawn? Is it Bob Byrne out there in his black socks and sneakers cutting the lawn?
That'd be nice, but
yeah.
I usually cut it myself.
You're out there working hard every day.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful mansion. There's no way to describe it. We're showing the pictures on the TV side. But once you sort of stop for a moment, it's sort of kind of tucked back in there, kind of. It's for a big mansion, it's sort of hidden, if you will. If you stop and sort of look at it, it's a beautiful building, and it's one of those great treasures that would have been lost to history if you didn't take the time and the energy and the money to bring it back. So
thank you.
It's a testament. MagicChefMansion.com. Shelley Donahoe, the owner, is now open for business. Go and see one of the great buildings of the Compton
Hill
area, next to the Compton Water Tower, across the street from the Compton Water Tower, or the park that holds the Compton Water Tower, right there on Grand and 44. MagicChefMansion.com. Shelley, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. 9:20 here, Big 550.